So guys, in this video we are going to see how you can install a Spring Tool Suite in Windows 10 or Windows 11. If you are using Windows 11 or Windows 10, no need to worry about it because both have the same configurations for installing STS. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So to install a Spring Tool Suite in Windows 10 or Windows 11, there are some prerequisites, system requirements which you have to install. So the first one is Java, because Spring Tool Suite is nothing but IDE which is specially designed for Spring projects, or you can say Java projects, right? So Java must be there. So I will recommend you to install Java 8 if you have already installed any higher versions like Java 9, 10, 11, 12 and so on. So that's fine, but if you haven't installed, then I will recommend you to install Java 8 because it is one of the most stable version currently in the market. Most of the web projects and at a business level, at a real-time projects, whenever you will see in companies projects, real-time projects, mostly they are using Java 8. So it is recommended to work on Java 8. So after Java, our second requirement is Maven. Maven is nothing but a project management tool which is specially designed for web projects, or we can say Spring projects. It is not mandatory to use Maven with Spring projects. It is a good practice to use Maven with Spring because whatever the jar files you are going to use in your Spring projects, Maven will do what is, it will download all the required jar files in your Spring project from its central repository, and it will put into your local repository. So most of the configuration level work will be done by Maven itself. You don't need to worry about all the configurations. You have to just focus on your logic. So Maven is required after Java. So after Maven, our third step is IDE installation, that is Spring Tool Suite or STS. In third step, we are going to install IDE, right? So after IDE installation, we will see basic overview of STS. We will see what are the features provided by STS. We will get a brief overview of STS. After that, we will customize little bit our IDE to make it more cool. See, we are coders, so we don't do anything in simple way. So we need some fun in coding also. So I will customize the IDE to make it more cool. We will see how we can customize it. So after customizing it, we will create a simple web project to see that everything is working. So let's start with a step 1. So to follow step 1, we need to go to some browser, and I am going to Chrome, and simply we will type what we have to do. We have to download Java, right? So simply we need to type here download Java 8 for Windows 10 or 11. So we got some results, and from the result we are going to select second option, which is clearly defined that it is when you will click on this link, then you will download Java 8, right? So it is our its official website is Oracle, so you have to download it from there, right? So just click on this link. So guys, we came on the official page of Java 8, and that is Oracle website. So we have to just scroll down, and when you will scroll down, you will get a lot of options. Like first is starts with Linux. So Java 8 is available for multiple operating systems like Linux, Solaris, Mac OS, but we have to install it in Windows. So we will select Windows, and if you scroll down a little bit, then you will see there are a lot of variations of Java 8, and but you have to not worry about it. We have to just select this one, right? So if you have Windows x86, means if your Windows is 32-bit architecture, then you have to select this one. Or if you have Windows is 64-bit architecture, then you have to select this one. So my Windows is 64-bit architecture, so I am going to select this one. So just click on this. So when you will click on this, then you have to just check this reviewed, and you have to select click on this download link. Sometimes what happens, like whenever you will select a download button, or when you will click on download button, then you will be redirected to its login page. So nowadays what they have made it, like they have made it a little bit authenticated. First you have to create your Oracle ID or password, or if you have already, then you have to sign in, and after signing in, then you will get options to download. So I am already logged in, so I will not redirect it to login page. I will just click on this download button, and my download will start, right? So as you can see that our download is started. So my download is completed. I will just click on this icon and I will click on open, right? So you have to just click on next and just click on next. Don't play with the settings and don't, I mean the installation location is fine, and default location is actually in program files of a Java, because you have to use on your machine, and whatever the files you are going to use, whatever the application softwares you are going to use in Windows 10 or 11, it should be in program files or program files x86, right? So it is a default location, don't play with it, it's fine for it. And just click on next. So it will take some time, and after that it will be installed in your system. So I got a pop-up and I will just click on OK, next, and now your installation is started. So as you can see that we get a pop-up that Java AC Development Kit 8 update 20264-bit is successfully installed. Yeah, so just close it, and after it, what we have to do. So how we can check that our Java is installed? Just click on search button and type cmd and open cmd, and you have to use a Java command here. You can check Java version, right? But if I am going to enter a Java command here, then I will get error. See, Java version. Java version is fine, but do you know that Java is not configured in my system? If I enter Java C, which is a compiler, and oh yeah, so Java is not recognized as an internal or external command, because you have already installed Java, that's fine, but you haven't configured in your system. So for configure Java, you need to change some settings. So just follow me to configure Java in your machine. So just click on your my computer or whatever you call it. So just right click on it and click on properties. So after clicking on it, you may get a different UI if you are using Windows 10, and if you are using Windows 11, then you can get a similar type of UI. So just click on advanced system settings, click yes, and we get a screen here, and you have to select this environment variable. I am resizing, no, we cannot resize it. So just click on this environment variable So it means that your Java is completely configured in your system, right? So our first step is completed. Our next step is we have to install Maven. So to install Maven, you have to just go to the browser and search for Maven. Just follow me for that also. So you will be redirected to its official page, and as you can see that it's official page mavenapache.org. So you have to just come here and select this second option, bin zip, binary zip file, right? So just click on this, and you can choose any other versions also, but I am going to choose the latest version, right? So 383 bin zip, just click on this, and the download will be started, and it is of 8.7 MB, so it will not take much time. So as you can see that our Apache Maven is downloaded, so just click on it and open. So now again click on this your my computers option, and right click on properties, and just click on this advanced system variables and click on yes, and environment variables, and again we came here. So just go to this path. I am resizing it a little bit bigger. So just click on this path and click on edit. So as you can see that here we haven't configured Maven, so just click on new, or click on browse. So just remember that where you have installed, I have already installed it in downloads. So as you can see that our Apache Maven is showing up here. So just explore it and select bin folder, right? Make sure it is selected here and click on OK, and it is coming up here, right? So just click on OK and configure it in the user variable also. So just click new and put a variable name Maven home, and variable value should be the same where the Maven is installed, or where you have placed after extracting it. So just open it and select this one. Don't go inside that folder. See, whenever we have to select bin folder, then it will be only configured in path. Otherwise we are not going to inside that folder, right? So just click on this Apache Maven folder. Don't go inside, just make sure it is already selected, and click on OK, and click on OK. Now again click on OK, close it. So our Maven is installed too. So to check it, again open cmd, and here we will use a command mvn. It is a command basically used for Maven. If you are familiar with Maven, then you already know that, and if you're not familiar with it, just get a basic overview of Maven, because you are going to use in Spring projects, right? So it is very important. Maven version. So as you can see that Apache Maven is installed and its version is showing here, right? So it is configured or not. To check that, you can run a simple Maven command, right? So it is configured, and don't worry about this build failure, because it is, Maven needs some more commands with it to build it, but when you will run this, it means that your Maven is completely installed. So don't worry about this error, right? So our Maven is installed. So after that, our third process is we have to, third step is we have to install STS. So again, we will go to browser. Okay, so just scroll down a little bit, And as you can see that Spring Tool Suite is available as a plugin for Eclipse, or it is available as plugin for STS, sorry, STS not Visual Studio Code, and it is also available for Theia. As you can see that we have three options here. First one is Linux, second one is Mac OS, and third one is for Windows. So we are going to install in Windows, and its updated version is 4.12, right? So just click on this option, Windows. So as you can see that our Spring Tool Suite jar file is downloaded. So just click on this again and click on open. So it is, as you can see that on the corner, if I scroll it down, it is not scrollable. So it is actually extracting it, right? Whatever the files inside that jar is getting extracted. Okay, so it is extracted. So it doesn't appear here. So to look into that, just go to that download folder where it is get downloaded. So I am downloading it. Okay, so we have this option STS 4.12 4.12.0 release version. So just open it, and here we have a Spring Tool Suite application is there, right? So you can directly run it from here, or you can create a shortcut of it and just drop it on the desktop. So I am going to create its shortcut, show more options, and create shortcut. So I will select it, or I will cut it, and I will paste it on the desktop, right? So our Spring Tool Suite is downloaded. We don't need to configure it in an environment variable or anywhere because it is just an IDE. So just double click on it to run it. So let me remind you again that before installing Spring Tool Suite, we need to install Java and Maven. Maven is not, as I told you, Maven is not mandatory, but it is a good practice to work with Maven, right? For Spring projects. So as you can see that we get option of launcher, you have to create a workspace, or you can use this default workspace created by Spring Tool Suite launcher. So just select, I'm going to select this one only. If you want to select any other workspace, just click on this browse button and you can select that particular workspace, right? Okay, so our Spring Tool Suite ID is now installed and it is open. So I'm going to maximize it. Okay, so if you have already worked on Eclipse, then it may be familiar to you, right? But there are some new features here like boot dashboard. It is not there in Eclipse, right? And if you see on the top bar, then the color is different. If you see the icon of it, it is also different. So it is just advanced version of Eclipse. So whatever you are doing in Eclipse, whatever you have done in Eclipse, you can do it also here. So as you can see that we have a boot dashboard option here also. So our Spring Tool Suite is now downloaded. Our next step is a basic overview of a Spring Tool Suite. So I will give you a basic overview of it, how we are going to create projects in it, what are the basic features of it. So as you can see that on this upper taskbar, we have multiple options. Like first one is file. If you click on this file button, then you will get option to create a new file, select some file, export, import, refresh, or if you want to switch some workspace, then you can switch it. If you want to exit this ID, then just click on this button or restart, right? So after file, we have a second option, edit, right? So edit is nothing but if you want to edit your current project, so you can edit it. So after that, we have a source. It is very important when you will create projects, and if you are already familiar with Java, then it is going to help you a lot, right? So because we have multiple options here, let me go through some of them. Like first one is format is all about like whenever we create projects or whenever we create some class and we do coding, right? So we don't do everything in correct format. We are not machines, we are humans, right? So to format automatically according to the coding standards, if you want some feature, then Spring Tool Suite or Eclipse is providing you. So these features are also in Eclipse and as well as in Spring Tool Suite, right? So when you will click on format, then it will format your code according to coding standard, right? So after that, some other important features are like override implement methods, generate getter setters when you will create some Pojo classes or models, and if you want to create variable getter setters for your variables, then you can use the generate getter setters, or you can create constructors with superclass and a lot more. So after that we have option of refactor, where we will migrate some jar files. We can create a scripts and a lot more, right? So after that we have options navigations, search. It is also important because whenever we work on some real-time projects and suppose that if you are going to create a project, if you are going to work on some random projects which is containing a lot of classes, like thousands or 2000s of classes, in that if you want to search something, then this search functionality is going to help you. Like if you can search for text, you can search for file, or you can search for some selected variables, classes, methods, anything you can search it from here, right? So after that we have a option of project, run. From run you can run your classes. If you whenever not classes, whenever you will want to run your project, you can run projects from here. And we are getting multiple options, right? So after that the another feature is window. Window is also important, like whatever you are seeing here, like we are seeing here project explorer, boot dashboard, and problem sections or console sections, and some outlines. If you want to disable it, or if you want to create more frames or panels on this screen, then you can use window for it, right? So we have options like show view. If you select something from here, then it will appear here. Like if I select, suppose that console, then as you can see that console is coming here, right? So similarly, whatever the features they are providing, Spring Tool Suite is providing you, you can select from the windows, right? And another option is perspective. Like sometimes we run our project in debug mode, and sometimes we run it normally. So these are called perspectives. If you want to change perspective from Java EE mode to debug mode, or debug mode to Java EE mode, then you can use perspective, right? And in the last, we have a help option. Help option is about, like, if you get stuck anywhere in this Eclipse, then you can read in the help contents, you can search it, and you can check for updates from here. You can install new software, and if you want to know about your Spring Tool Suite, then you can get it from here. Then we have two important options here. We are going to see these in our next step, where we will customize it. And after that we have a second taskbar here. Like if you want to create new project, then you will select it from here. Just click on new, then you can select multiple types of projects are coming up here. You can create class, interface, enum, records, Java project, Spring starter projects. You can select anything, whatever you want, right? So after this we have options of save. If you want to save the file, it is a single save, and it is for save all, right? After that we have a debug feature. If you want to debug your project, then you can select this option, or if you want to run your project, then you can select this option, right? So we have multiple options here also. And after that, this screen, this panel is about package explorer. Whenever you will create projects, its files, its architecture will appear in this section. And after this, it's an editor section where your code will rely. Whenever you will create some project, whenever you will create some classes, interface, enums, its code will be visible in this section, right? And here we have a feature of console and a window of console here. So whenever you will create project, and whenever you will run some project, and if you are printing some output on the console, if you are using system out or println, then whatever the data is going to be printed, it will come on the console here, right? So output will be displayed in this console section. So, and we have multiple options here. Like one important tab is problems. Problem is all about what your project is containing. If your project is having some problems, like some configuration problems, some class related problems, so all these problems will appear here. So you can get it from here. If you can see that what your code is, what your code is having error, or where the problem is coming. So I think it is a basic overview of STS. After this, you can start working on it. You can create some projects, and you will just rock. So after this, as I told you, that we will customize it little bit, because I don't want this white screen and all that. I want some cool features, right? So if you want to apply those cool features in your IDE, so just follow the steps with me, or if you don't want it, then just skip this step and just go to the next step. So I am going to install, what I'm going to do is I am going to install a theme in our STS, right? So to install a theme, we have to just select help here, and just click on help here, and just go to Eclipse Marketplace, right? So our Eclipse Marketplace is open, and you have to just select, you have to search for that application or plugin, whatever you want to install in your IDE, right? So I want to install a theme which is called Dev Theme. Okay, so that theme name is actually Darkest Dark Theme with Dev Style. Yeah, so that theme I want to install it. As you can see that its install is 1.79. It is not like that you have to install it also. If you want it, then you can install it, or you can just see what I'm doing, right? So just click on this install button, and you have to go through some steps for this. I will select this option also and click on confirm. So after that, you have to just select accept and click on finish. So it is also a good feature of these IDE that whatever the progress is going on related to your IDE, related to your project, you can see here, right? So just click on this button and it will show you what is going on. So as you can see that our theme is installed and it is saying us to restart. So whatever the big changes happen in this IDE, it gets reflected only when you will restart your IDE, right? So just click on this restart now. Okay, so our dev style theme is installed and its effect started from here. So just click on next. And they are saying you to choose a theme which you are going to use in your IDE. So I will choose this, second one. And it is not like that they are providing only 3 options of a theme. They will give you many themes. I will show you, and if you don't like any of the option, then you can create your own theme also, right? Code with your brain, debug with your heart. Oh, great. Okay, so our ID's look is completely changed, right? It's look cool, huh? Okay, so they gave you some more features here. Like if you don't like this, background color, if you don't like the theme, you can change it from here. They are giving you multiple options. So they are asking you that what type of workbench color you want. So when you will select this drop down, they are giving you multiple options. Like if you select dark blue, then it will look like in this way. If you select dark custom, then dark custom is about like if you want to customize it more, then they have given HSL color, you can change it, right? Then we have a dark gray, then we have dark green, and we have multiple options, right? So I am going to select dark gray. It looks good. And editor is what color you want, you can select from here. Editor is about like this, as you can see that as I already told you that editor is where your code relies, right? So what will be the color of it? So as you can see that they are giving you some demo that your code will look like this when you will select this theme. And we have multiple options: healthy eyes, inkpot. You can select anything, right? Whatever you want, you just go through all these things, and whatever suits you, you can select it. So I will leave it default darkest dark, and I will click on continue, right? Okay, so our ID is completely changed, and I will suggest you that don't change this. Task. Toolbar. Whatever the tools you are seeing there, don't change their color because it may be confusing for you in a later time when you will work on some projects, right? So leave it default. Don't change it. You can change workspace color, you can change editor color, that's fine, but don't change toolbar color. If you want to change it again, right? So for that, you have to just go to window and then preferences, and here you can see dev style, right? So just explore it, dev style, and color themes, and here we get that option, right? So again, you can customize it whatever you want. You can choose theme background, force colors, you can play with it, and whatever suits you, you just choose it, right? and you can reset it default, I mean restore the default one also and just apply it from here, right? Okay, so our ID is customized, and this step is also completed. I am not going to play more in the customization. And after that, our next step is we will create a simple project in Spring project actually, to test that our ID is working, right? So for that we are going to create a Spring project, right? So just click on this file, new, and we will select Spring starter project. Okay, so we are going to select Java 8 because you have installed Java 8. So it's a Maven project. You have different, another type is Gradle project, but it's a Maven project, right? So we will select Maven. So just click on next, and from here we are going to choose, actually we are creating a Spring Boot project, so we will select Spring Boot version. We can choose anything from the drop down, right? So we will leave it default, and we are going to create a simple web project, right? So we need some dependency for that, Spring Web. I hope you are already familiar with this. Then another one which I am going to use is Spring DevTools. DevTools is, which is basically used. Spring is what? Spring is basically used for web project, right? So whatever changes you make in your code, each time you have to restart your server. So DevTools helps you here. Like whenever you do some changes, it will automatically restart your server. You don't need to just stop it and then again start it. So stop and start of the server will be done by DevTools automatically. That's why we use it. Just click on next and finish. As I already told you that whatever the progress is going on for your project, for your ID, everything you can see here. Okay, so our project is created. Now just explore it. And in the source main Java, we have a default demo application which contains main method. So as you can see that when you will double click on any .java file or any file, it will appear in this editor, right? So as you can see that our project is completely set up, right? And I have created some classes. I have done some coding to make it run, right? To show you that the code is running in this STS, to test it that our ID is working, right? I'm not going to explain anything in the code that what I have done. So just I am going to demo application, and because it contains main method, so our project will run from here. And I will just right click here and click on run as Spring Boot app. So as you can see that our application is running and it is appearing on that console, right? So on the console, as you can see that we are getting a lot of messages related to our project, and the last line is started demo application in 3.784, and Tomcat started on a port 8080. As I already told you that Spring is basically used for web applications. So web application needs some server, right? So we are using here Tomcat, and our application is running on 8080 port. So as you can see that our application is currently running, right? So we are going to see the effect that it is working or not. So for that we need to go to some browser. So in the browser we will simply type localhost 8080, and then we will type the URL which we have mapped in our project, right? So localhost 8080, and I have mapped, let me show you that what I have mapped in my code. That code spy controller hello, right? As you can see that it is here hello, right? So I will type in the URL the same line after 8080 hello, and I will hit enter. Okay, so our code is working, right? So I have created a page where it's an HTML page, or you can say JSP page, where I have put some message, welcome to Code Spy, and visit our channel, right? So let me show, when you will click on this link, then you will be redirected to our YouTube channel, right? So I will show you that particular code.spy.jsp where I have mapped, where I have made those changes, where I have added those lines of code, right? So as you can see that I have added a heading of welcome to CodeSpy, and this is our channel link, and it's a text which is showing on that particular link, right? So from this it is clear that our project is working, our IDE is working, and we have set up our IDE in our system, right? So I'm going to stop this project now.